Good morning, y'all. We supposed to be waiting for these people to come. Hey, stop. Leave her alone. We're supposed to be waiting for these. Our Uber. Our Tahoe. We're supposed to be waiting for our Tahoe. She said 9 a.m., baby. I could have still been asleep. Well, we kind of missed class. So on Fridays, for sure, it's 8:30. We have to be up on. So I guess every Friday your class is going to be at 8:30 instead of 9. Like, don't nobody want to wake up just for 30 minutes. That's why I just cannot wait to do my own homeschooling. Because I really feel like this teacher don't even teach for real. Like, she go over something one time. And then, okay, let's do some practice. Like, my daughter still don't get it. That's why I be in here practicing still. I have to still practice still with her. And she be like, and I'm like, you don't get it yet? But I know she's not going to get it. Everybody don't learn fast like me. And that's what I have to realize with her. I'm like, I can't expect her to be like me. So, I'm just working on my patience with her with schooling. And getting frustrated with her because she like to play too much too. And she don't know how to turn that shit on and off. It's time to play and it's work hard, play hard. It's time to be serious and it's a time to have a bunch of fun. All day not gonna be fun. But anyways, I was gonna be something like that. But we missed the class. And
we just brushed her teeth.
Yeah, so she can have a nipple after she brushed her teeth. She just gotta find her way to my nipple, bruh. But yeah, y'all, so I'm gonna take y'all. We're about to be leaving this place. This has been our home.
Yeah.
All our crap is packed up, just like the homeless people be. We just like the dead people be walking around with their carts full of shit. I'm tired of walking around with this cart full of shit.
There's a playground over here.
The one lady, when we was first coming to here, and they got us the Uber. Well, actually, when I got the Uber to go to the shelter resource center, that lady was like, "It's not." I was like, oh, "Man, all my crap," and I had forgot my purse at the other hotel we was staying at. That lady was so nice. That's what I'm saying. God brings people. He brings the right people for you. Like, he knows your steps. He's ordered your steps. He knows what you need. He knows who to bring. I swear, like, I got two good Uber ladies, Lyft drivers, actually. Just when I was paying for my own Lyfts, because the shelter be paying for these Ubers that we be taking from, I guess, to move around and stuff. Like, they get you your Uber to get to your location, and then, like, that's why they about to get us Uber to get to the next location. But everything in between that, they give you bus passes and stuff so you can get around. But the lady was just so nice, and I was like, I said, all this crap I got. She was like, it's not crap, it's your stuff. It is so funny because I'm silly, and I'm like, because I told y'all in that last video that I got this self-criticism thing, and it's not even that, like, I don't even know how to say it, but I just don't take everything so serious. Like, I mean, because life is just, I don't got time to be serious all the time. Like I told her, it's time to work, time to be serious, it's time to play. And honestly, a lot of times in serious situations, I'm like, I'm not about to let this situation stress me. So I got to find some type of humor in this thing. Because if not, I'll be angry. Like, I'm not going to do that. But I'm like, all this crap. I was mad. I was like, oh, I can't believe I left my purse at the hotel. And then all my shit was falling out the trunk, and she was helping me get the stuff out, and the shit just started falling out. I was like, oh, all this crap. She was like, it's not crap, it's your stuff. And she's like, these are your things. I was like, okay, lady. Like, I love the positivity. Like, thank you. Thank you. She was sweet. And that other black lady I got when I was coming from my storage unit, I got a lift from my storage unit back up here. And she was just talking to me. She was talking the whole ride. She was talking the whole time, bruh. I just be liking to sit in the back and kind of just relax my eyes or something. But she was saying some good stuff and encouraging me. She was like, girl, you is okay. Like, but she not saying, girl, you was okay. She was like, girl, You gonna be okay? I've been there too with my kids. She was like, those your only 2 kids? I was like, yeah, I ain't having no more. Like, she was like, well, that's fine. She was like, well, yeah, good. And she was just talking to me about her son, you know, and just her life. Like, I told y'all, people always start pouring out their whole life to me. And she was telling me how she came from Georgia, you know, and she had to live in hotels at one point in her life. Like, you know, that's why I say God bring the right people in your path. And, you know, because she's a black woman, like, I love my own people. I love hearing my own people that have made it from here to there. Well, you know, and she was just talking about how, you know, how she be doing it, how she got her house, you know, here. And she was just telling me a bunch of different stuff, talking about relationships. The same thing I be saying, that, dude, I'm not about to be struggling and you think you just gonna, you know, how I be telling y'all in these videos, like, I'm not about to be struggling and you sit around sit around twiddling your thumbs, not trying to figure out no solution. No. If you ain't trying to help me, baby, I ain't got no cat to give you. I ain't got no time, no rap, no sweet gestures to give you. I don't. I got other stuff I'm focusing on. So we were just having all them type of talks, but she was more so doing all the talking. I just be like, agreeing, or like, you know, just giving my little feedback on certain stuff. But she was real sweet. She was real sweet, and I actually enjoyed talking to her because she made me feel better. You know, because I ain't the only one going through this. Clearly, look around me. A lot of us is in this situation. And then even seeing on some of the comments on YouTube, like, under my prophetic word girl videos, you know, because it's like they be speaking on our, it's like they really be knowing what we going through out here. And to see a lot of the other girls under there talking about they about to be facing eviction and stuff. Like, it's just like, wow, the fact that so many of us is in these same situations. But it's okay. It's okay, because God got you going through that for a reason, baby. I swear, like I keep telling y'all, if I never went through all of this stuff, bruh, it would have never exploded. All that Ahab spirit I got, the people pleasing, trying to please these people, try to be there for all the people who, look how they did me when it was time for me to move. Look what it revealed to me. Look what it revealed to me. Like, with everything. When they think you up, they nice to you, sweet to you, because they want to ride the wave on the come up. Just thinking about some of the shit my mom said, bro, I just can't believe my mom. But it's like, it's been triggers. I mean, not necessarily triggers. It's been things that she said, because I'm like, you know, and granted, don't get me wrong, because when I come up, even still, when I become a millionaire, like I'm going to become, hey, Ari.
We're about to go.
Okay, she can play with it too. Even still, I'm still going to look out, like, for my mom. Oh, God, I just know to look out for myself first, and then help out everybody else. Things will never be the same. I still love my mom, you know, but until she, just like what I said with my baby dad, like, until y'all release them devilish, demonic spirits that y'all have, with that envy and that hate, that low key, whatever that is, that feeling that they got in their heart towards me, until they release that, because that's something, that's a spirit, and until they get that spirit off them, no more am I dealing with just the fake, phony, temporary, oh, you acting cool today, and then now you gonna be sneak dissing me in a couple hours or a couple days, or you gonna, you know, I gotta be able to really tell that you have changed. You know, so until I see that from people, I would never let y'all back in my space like that, ever. It's never giving that, ever again. But when she said that day, because I told y'all, I think I told y'all about how on Christmas with the guy that she brought over, and even with him, he came up on some money from his job because they had fired him or something wrongfully, and they had to compensate him, basically, I think like $50,000. And with her other friend, her other friend, he's married, and he had a house or something that he sold, and he got a lump sum of money, and she really be feeling obligated. Like, she stopped being that guy for she wanted $10,000 from him. She wanted some money from him, and he didn't give her. He wasn't trying to give her none of it, and she stopped being cool with him or something. Like, man, I'm like. So basically, just what she was telling me about them, Because when people tell me stories, I listen to it. I break it down. I told you I'm observant. I'm analytical. That's just my nature. I'm a Virgo. By nature, I'm analytical. Like, I break everything down. And I see too much into stuff sometimes. But 9 times out of 10, I be right about the things that I think I see too much into. So when she was saying the things that she was saying about them and feeling obligated to their money, and I already told y'all, I know my mom is money hungry. I told her that when I was 14 years old, when I had my boyfriend. I'm like, all you care about is a man money. Like, you gonna, she was like, and you'll see when you get older too. Like, all you care about is a man money, but you got this broke ass husband. Why would you marry him? That's because a lot of women, like I said, they be marrying for the wrong reasons. You marry because of what society saying. You feel like you just gotta be married. You already got 2 baby daddies. You need to at least get married. Like, all of this stuff that women, that what I said in that video about the pressure that society put on women. Like, you know, you gotta feel complete. You gotta feel like, you know, especially because like my great grandmother, she even would say that at my mom's age now, when we went down the country that last time before she died, she told her, she was like, you ain't got, she was like, where's your husband? You're so beautiful. This, that, and that. Yeah, where's your husband? Because she knows that, she knew her about her last husband. Because he used to go down the country with us when, you know, when they were married and together. But, you know, they divorced and she haven't been remarried since then. And you know how those older people feel about marriage and all of that. You know, they feel like it's better to have a piece of man than to have no man. And me, that ain't me, because I ain't having a piece of shit. Yeah, I don't need a piece of nothing just to have nothing. It's all or nothing with me. We don't settle around here. And people be like, oh, you're masculine. Well, baby, yes, masculine me then. I was a man in my past life. So, but for real, it's so funny. This one video I was watching, one of my little videos I be watching with the girl. And she said that she was like, some of you guys was a man in your past life. I said, I probably was, because, like, it definitely be given, yeah. But I also know how to turn on my feminine nature, too. But it's just because I had to be so defend myself for so long, that masculinity come out. But I don't care. Like I said, I could be my own. I'm not dealing with all of that because my patience is this thin. And if God should never allowed me to have this thin of patience. So blame it on God. Blame it on God. And I'm perfectly fine. I done had, like I said, been there, done that, had enough of that. So, like I said, any man that come in my life, you gotta be on it or you lose it. All or nothing. That's the name of this game. But hey, let her play too. But basically, that's what I was getting to. I forgot what I was getting to, but like my mom, she just real entitled to people's money, like, and that's what she was saying. Even with me, when I first got here, when she thought I was up, cause she was just questioning, like, how you doing all of this? Like, how can you afford this? You haven't had no job. I know you sell stuff, but like, what are you doing to get this money? And when I was first coming here, she thought I was up. She was like, ooh, girl, you gonna be rich, girl. Just don't leave mama behind. I'm never gonna forget her saying that. Just don't leave mama behind. I'm like, what? I'm not gonna leave you behind anyway. Like, you're my mom. What? And all of that stuff she was saying. And I was talking about the Woodlands. I was like, the rich people live up in the Woodlands. Like, she was like, you gonna be living up there, girl. But then, soon as everything started, that's why I say God allowed me to start falling like this. He wanted me to fall like this to see how people really felt about me. Because you see people true colors when you laughing. But when you want to up and up, everybody gonna be fucking with you. Everybody gonna act like they on the same team as you. Everybody gonna be acting like they happy for you, proud of you, this, that, so they can reap the benefits of the hard work that you put in. Everybody gonna act like that. So as soon as I started falling off, y'all see what she said in them letters that I was reading to y'all in them videos back in around like May, when all of that stuff happened, or June. That's when she sent me the letters. Y'all see what she was saying about me? It's like, soon as I started falling off, like when I started falling off, look what you got to say about me. Look how you started treating me. But when you thought I was up, look how you was treating me, because you thought I was really on the up and ups and finally able to free her. Because she know I always say that I really want to be able to pay off my mom's house. I really want to be able to help my mom. Like, she worked hard all these years. I do want to help her, and I still do. I'm going to still send her a check. That don't mean I'm going to be fucking with you. I'm going to send you a nice check, when I get my success, I'm going to send her a check. I'm going to send my grandmother a check. Hey, leave her alone. I'm going to send my grandmother a check because she co-signed on my student loans for me to go to school. So I just, you know how I be feeling like I owe people something, but I really do, because she allowed me to get away. If it wasn't for my grandmother co-signing on my loans, I would have been stuck there in that damn town. Just, yeah. So I appreciate being able to get away to school, to get out of my comfort zone. And ever since then, I've been getting out of my comfort zone. Like, this year, this situation is by far the most getting out of my comfort zone that I've ever done. Like, talking about walk on water. I'm literally walking on water. And it's just so funny, one of my prophetic word girls just did a video about walking on water. And she said it like, that's why that one, Jordan's journey, she really know my journey. Like, every video be just like, okay, confirmation. Even what I was just saying, I was like, gosh, should I get a job? Because, you know, being in the shelter, you're supposed to be applying for jobs and stuff. And I'm like, should I bet I already know, because even months ago when I was living at that apartment and stuff, and I was like, should I just get a job? I can't get evicted. I should have, you know, I need to just get a job and stuff. But the videos, no, don't worry about paying bills. Don't worry about that stuff. Don't worry about it. Like, they kept confirming what I already know. I felt God telling me in my heart, because God, the one who told me to quit my job 2 years ago anyway. And he's been provided ever since. So it's like, why would he do that just to have me to go back to getting a job? He want me to really put all my faith in him now. Not even putting faith in myself with selling different things and all these things that not truly within my purpose. He really wanted me to get in my purpose and work for him. Because when you get in your purpose for why your soul has landed into human form, you're working for God once you work for your purpose. If you ain't in your purpose, working things that for the mission that your soul is here for, our souls come in human form on a mission. And you have to conquer that mission. You have to answer your calling, you know. And she just confirmed, because I was like, gosh, because I've been doing some applications just because, you know, the shelter wants you to, or whatever. Oh, I forgot Aria's food. Hey, eat this nugget. You know, I've been just doing some applications and stuff, but I said, God, do you really want me to just be doing this? And what's the odds she dropped the video today saying, don't worry about getting no job. Like, it's like he literally do use the prophets to convey the messages, and it's so interesting. But I already feel it in my gut, because I have my own relationship with God. I can hear God too, and I already know he's saying that, but I just be wanting to hear. I just be needing that other confirmation, because I told y'all that self-doubting spirit that I have within me, doubting myself, doubting what I hear sometimes, and what I know, what I know. So yeah, but people really be feeling entitled to what you work hard for, like, you know. And God know my spirit. He know that people pleasing stuff I got, and he know what I wrote on that board that I said. I'm never gonna forget what I wrote on that board in my last apartment in Maryland before I moved. I remember writing 10 mil. I was gonna break bread with everybody. My mom, my brother, my best friend, even my baby daddies, because I already told y'all I never want my kids to see me up and see their dads lacking. Nah, we all eat. What you hear about say? We all eat. You can tell that we rich. Like, that's just how I want to be. I want us all to be able to just hang out, and anybody can cover the tab. Like, me and my friends, like, all of that. That's how I want it. And God saw that. He's like, oh. And the fact that my girl, what's her name? Stephanie. She did a video too the other day, like, girl, you still be talking about, even with this stuff, that's why I need to be careful saying what I'm saying about giving my grandmother all this, giving this person, because that's my problem. I be wanting to give people stuff when I don't even have it, like, and as soon as I get it, I'm be ready to help out everybody. I have that natural helping spirit. Can you turn that down some? Say, Lonnie, turn that down some. Like, I just have that natural giving spirit, but I still, and I had to learn that. So many of us in the comments, like, that's why I love YouTube and having my certain people, and they see other people in the comment that relate to me. It's like my family, like people that I finally relate to, like, you know, because in human form, like people in your local area, your friends and family that you grow up with, you don't always relate to them. You don't always, and not that you always have to, you don't have to always be around. Well, to me, when you around people that don't understand you, things go left because they don't understand your journey. They don't understand your mindset. They don't understand those things. So it causes strife within the relationships and dynamics anyway, you know. And it causes that envy and that hate and all of that because they don't understand you. Just like when I talk about my goals and stuff, that really, I see that it actually bothers people. I see their facial expression. Even with my mom, when we was going to the beach, when she came down here and we saw some beach houses or something down there, I was like, she was like, it would be nice to have those. I was like, we're going to have that. I'm like, we're going to have that. Like, I'm not going to stop working until we have these things. And just her facial expression and stuff, and just, but because I believe in myself like that, because I believe in myself and I know what God has promised me, I know that I have visions of what He has, what my life is going to be. I know what I'm going to be at in life. So because I know that, and other people don't believe in it, and they don't have that relationship with God, God have not given them vision, and where there's no vision, the people will perish. And because they have perished within their souls, they have settled so much in life. Because they have settled so much, and they see I'm a girl that don't settle, that intimidates people. That really intimidates people that I don't settle. Because I don't have to settle for nothing. Look at this world it's a free country. I mean, that's another video. But it's so much. God has provided all of us with space and opportunity. This His world. There's nothing that can't be done. So I know if He blessed other people with things, shoot, I know hey, get out that damn trash. But I just know what He promised me. I've always seen this since I was a young girl. I always knew I wanted to be a business owner. I always knew everything that I'm striving towards, and even though I keep failing at certain things, I'm gonna get my ass back up again, dust off my knees, and try again. And that there intimidates people because a lot of people let the same things that I'm going through and have been through. That stuff would have broke people into pieces. And a lot of people see what I have been through. They see what I go through now, and they just wonder, how does she keep on being positive? How does she keep on working hard? Like, how does she keep on trying? How that resilience, that little stuff like that ain't even little, because that's big. That's a true characteristic. That's a true gift to have resilience. Because a lot of people they get fired from the job, they ready to take their dang on life. Oh Lord, that's why I just don't have empathy, honestly, for that stuff. I don't have empathy for that because life damages us all. So you think I'm going to try to kill myself because I got fired from a job, because I lost my house, because I lost my car, because I got abused, because I have no family, because I have no friends? You think I'm going to take my own self because of what the world has done to me, because of what things that I can't control, and even things that I can control? You think I'm going to get that beat down because I made a mistake? We're human. We're going to make mistakes. That don't mean I'm going to go take my life because, I might have got fired from the job for coming late because attending to my kids. Or, I'm not going to let that stuff beat me down. And that right there really be intimidating people. And I told y'all, even within relationships, like that one dude, the very toxic one, he used to try to beat me down by calling me thoughts and stuff. Like, sir, I don't care. Yes, I didn't fuck some niggas. I don't give a fuck. Yes, I have. And what? And you still be on my line. You still popping up on me. You still press for this A1 sauce that I got. You still press for that, even though you know other niggas that had it. So what are you saying? You can't make me feel bad. You can't make me feel like this. You can't make me feel like that. I don't give a fuck, because at the time I didn't even realize why I was like that, like the effect that molestation has had on me. I didn't realize why I was like that until God has revealed it by me moving to Texas, like, but at the end of the day, I don't care. That's why I'm exposing everything to you guys, because who gives a flying fuck? No one. Like, so what? You ain't better than me because you got less bodies than me. You ain't better than me because you driving something better than me. You ain't better than me because nothing. You ain't better than me because, like, because you got less kids or you got a kid by your husband. That don't make you better than me. So I don't give a fuck about none of that. My flaws make me me. Period. My flaws done taught me shit that nobody else could have taught me. Me making the mistakes I made has taught me shit that no teacher has ever taught me. So, that my parents have never taught me. It has put characteristics, it has put traits in me, it has put wisdom in me that no one has ever put into me. So, do I care about all of that stuff? Some things, yes, I wish I would have done things different, but at the end of the day, it happened. I can't control it, I can't change it. So I'm not gonna keep dwelling on that stuff. It is what it is. I'm gonna pick up and move forward. You know? So that's just what it is. And people be threatened by that. They be intimidated by that because they don't have that. They don't have that bounce back. That snatch back. They don't have that slingshot. They don't got that. And that be intimidating them. Okay, you okay? You need to slow down on the milk. And they don't have that perseverance like I do. They don't be having it. And that make them feel some type of way. And the vision that I have for my life, a lot of people don't see that stuff for themselves. They feel like they can't have that because their minds is like this. My mind is like this. I have an open mind. I really do. Hey, I didn't tell you to turn that back up. So because I have that, my mind stretches. My mind has far reach, and because it has far reach, and most people, they don't stimulate their brain enough for it to even open up. They only stick to what's comfortable, what they know, what they used to. Like, it took time for my mindset to even change to get to this point, to release that poverty mindset. Like, and it took me educating myself. That's why I don't care what nobody say. Education is always going to be key. But right after that, you do have to implement the things. But you can't do what you don't know. So, you can't implement what you don't know. Like, when I was pregnant and stuff, like, even back then when I first started changing my life, ever since I left my first baby daddy, that's why I be saying, that's why I'm a big believer on leaving motherfuckers, because if I would have still been stuck with if I would have still stayed and settled for my first baby daddy, because I just thought he was something magnificent that I never had, because he provided and he took me out on dates, and because he narcissisted me, I would have never awakened. I had a spiritual awakening after him, after leaving him. After every relationship, I have a spiritual awakening. Once I get out of that cloud, it's like they be having you wrapped in a cloud, like I told you narcissists do. And once you get out of that, then you see. And it's like, if I would have never went through that, if I would have never left him, I would have still been clouded. And even while I was with him, I started going to seminars, like, to go get other, to get that information, I had that poverty mindset back then. When I first had her, I still had a poverty mindset. Now my mind is so different. I have a millionaire mind. And it all first starts in the mind. Then, like I said in that video, it starts in the mind, then the body follows. You have to first believe it in the spiritual realm, believe it in your mind before it becomes reality. You have to. It starts there. With anything, it starts in the mind first. You have to keep training your mind, and then eventually it becomes reality. So, I ain't mean to preach to y'all, because I was supposed to be just telling y'all that we about to go to a different location. But, you know, we are about to go to a different location. I'm about to call this lady and see, because it's like past 9 o'clock. It's probably like almost 10 o'clock now, and nothing. You got me packed up all this stuff, bruh. This is what I be talking about with these people. But one thing I'm realizing about is, like, everything happens for a reason. You have to go through these things. People will really envy you for those traits. You don't even have to have a damn thing. They compete with you for stupid stuff. It's just irritating, for real. But I'll see y'all in the next video or later. I don't know if I'm gonna include this in with the rest of the day. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll see y'all soon. Deuces. All right, you guys. We have made it to our new location for the next 90 days. So they said we're gonna be staying here for 90 days or more, just as long as you're trying to do the right thing, he said. So, ma'am, hush your mouth. So this is a nice little room here. This is our kitchen. This is our closet. They just made us wash our clothes downstairs. I like this little program. They got a pantry downstairs, so we want to go get like food, and they got pots and stuff so we can cook. This is our little stove, you guys. A little drawer. So this is cool. We got an actually real fridge now for me to put my stuff in.
Yeah, now we can fit a whole lot of stuff.
I like this shelter. I like this shelter.
A lot
This was cool.
No.
So we basically back in the hotel again. They basically rented out this hotel. And it's so funny, I had just saw on the news a couple days ago that shelters are starting to rent out, they buy hotels and put, families in them. And I'm gonna do this too. Like it's so funny I was saying that, like, wait till I get my stuff together. I'm coming back to help out all the single mamas. I'm gonna have a lot of stuff going for single mothers. For the bitter baby mothers that they want to talk about. My target market is all the bitter baby mamas who tired, who that baby mama song Fantasia did. All my girls who gon' get no help and gotta do everything by yourself. Remember, what don't kill you can only make you stronger. B-A. B-Y-M-A-M-A. So, it's cool then. Little kitchenette. My baby got a desk for her to do school at. They gave us this box. We're gonna see what's in there. This is our bathroom. Our shower. I got my bleach spray and stuff, so we about to bleach this thing down. Or it come with like shampoo and stuff. Because literally it used to be a hotel. It literally was a hotel, they just bought it out. But it's so funny, I had literally just saw that on the news. Is this already electric box? Cool or whatever. Cool or whatever. We got a little board. So I can pin my stuff up there for what I need to get done. Our TV. He told me I can go get a Roku or a Fire Stick for it. But I don't watch TV for real anyway. But I might get one so Ari can watch TV up there, but that ain't priority right now. She got her iPad. Both of them got their iPads so they can watch they crap on their iPads. And speaking of, let me set her up right quick, y'all. But I just wanted to show y'all where we'll be staying for the next 90 days until God is ready to give us a home. Hey. Hey, get them toes off. Get that stuff off your toes. I wish they would have given us a double bedroom. I don't want to sleep with both of them. Shit. Say Lonnie need her own bed. But I'm about to, hey! Quiet. Quiet. She know what she be doing.
Quiet.
I need to take her hair out and stuff. And then we didn't want to explore the town today. We're in Plano, so we're gonna explore Plano. Girl, we can ready to get settled and stuff first. So I'll see you guys later. Deuces. Okay, y'all. I'm just about done putting stuff away for the most part. But I'm opening up our box. They gave us some pretty good stuff in this box here, y'all. I don't know, we're about to see. But I wanted to tell y'all, like, this is how I know this is God ordained. Oh my gosh. So why the Uber? I told y'all they got us an Uber to here. What's the odds? The guy, like, he sent this white guy. He got all these tattoos and stuff, but he don't look you know how you judge people? Well, I didn't even pay attention to the tattoos at first until I had to sit in the front seat next to him because the way his he had a SUV, but all our stuff, he had to put the third row seat down, so all our stuff was going in the back. So it was only 2 seats in the middle row, so the kids had to sit there, so I had to sit in the front. But what's the odds? Like, we started talking, and you know me, I be telling y'all that I don't start talking to people because I don't really, I'll speak and, you know, real small talk, but when it comes to talking about, you know, like, really why he asked me, that's what started, because he asked me, well, what made me come to Texas? And I told him God. Like, at first I used to be nervous to tell people, like, God, because people gonna be looking at me like I'm crazy, because most of the people are from the world, and a lot of people, you know, they don't move like that. They're not gonna be like, oh, well, God told me to do this, so I did it. They're not gonna do that. When I said that, he was like, wow, it's interesting that you said that, because you know, I asked him how long he had been. He said since March of this year. And that's when I moved too. March is when I moved, when I got on the journey, and God told me to move to Texas. And he said the same thing. God told him to move. Let her just play with it. And she won't come to me. But he was like that God told him to up and move in March, and like, you know, he got 2, he was asking my kids' ages, and he got a child that's 1 and 3. Let's sit her here, let her nibble for a little bit. So he was like, she's sleepy for real. You sleepy? So, you know, he was just talking, like, and he was like, it's so funny that you said that, because God led me to move him from Northern California. He's from Northern California. And, you know, we was just talking and stuff. And, like, we was really just talking about God. And, you know, he was like, well, how long have you been, you know, on your journey with Jesus Christ and all of that? So I started telling him, like, you know, at first I always knew of God, but I didn't have a relationship like that. And I wasn't like, okay, hold on, y'all, because hold on. We just had our little orientation, and I'm mad that she said we can't have, like, the hot plate and stuff, that little skillet that I've been cooking out of at the motel and stuff. Like, girl. And I told the other house we were gonna make waffles, kind of stupid, and then just put it back, because I was like, well, I told her I got one. She was like, well, you know, it can be put up, we just can't see it. So in other words, that means when we come do inspection, just make sure it's put up. So you got me between the lines, people say. But it's just so funny how my Uber driver, y'all, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. My Uber driver, like, what's the odds? That's how I know I'm supposed to be here. And God is leading all of his people to Texas. Everybody that wants revival, wants change, wants true change within their life, that's truly his chosen ones, that's looking for God's leadership. He's sending us all to Texas. And it's so funny that girl Camille did a video about Florida, Arizona, and Texas. God is doing a new thing basically in those states. Like, a lot of people in those states is screaming out for revival, and they want, you know, just to be closer to God, and they want to really give their life, like, fully, like I have done, like talking to the guy though. It's just so interesting. And he was a white guy. You know, and it's so funny because in one breath I kind of like white people, but then in another breath I be looking at them too. Like, I'm cool with the ones that's cool with me, basically. Like with anybody else in life, I'm cool with who cool with me. You don't rock with me, you looking at me funny, then I'm gonna stay away from you. Alright. But he was a cool one. He had his tattoos and stuff. And I told y'all, he was like asking me, well, before the video had got cut, because I was telling y'all, I don't know if all this gonna go together or not, but I was telling y'all before the lady called me and all of that. So I'm just restarting a video that I already had started. But he was just in the car. It was just so funny how he was just asking me, like, you know, and I don't start talking to people first, and especially about stuff like this, because most people, when you tell them about, like, when people, but it's just so funny how, like, he was asking, like, you know, what brought you to Texas? And I was like, God, you know, God led me here, and I'm just trying to figure out my way. And he was like, wow, it's interesting that you said that, because you know, and I asked him, I said, are you from here or whatever? He was like, no, I'm actually from Northern California. But it's funny you said that. God called me to come here in March of this year. And I'm like, wow, that's funny, because God called me here in March this year. Like, that's how I know this is all God. Every single thing that I'm going through in my life is all God. God has, like, I just can't believe it. Like, the fact that he keeps putting people in my path to further confirm. What's the odds, this guy? And he's different to me. That's what the guy said. He was like, it's so funny how, you know, we both come from different unique situations, but God has led us into the same, you know, into the same area. He's called us to the same times. He said the same thing with him. Like, I don't know, didn't know nothing about Rockwell, but God called me to come to Rockwell, Texas. And he was saying the same thing. Like, well, that's what God told him, to come to Rockwell, Texas, or whatever. He was like, I told him, I was like, I had never been to Texas, never thought about moving there. I told him I was going to move to North Carolina at first, but God kept telling me Texas. Like, it just kept putting it on my heart, Texas. And then the confirmation when I was on my way here, y'all see how God told me to move to Texas. But it was so funny. I told y'all in that video that I saw a Texas license plate. Never seen a Texas license plate in Maryland, ever. I might see a North Carolina Texas plate, might see a Virginia. Never see a Texas license plate. You know, but talking to the guy, and he was just talking about how in the book of Joshua, you know, about how he led them, you know, to the promised land, and how you got to release things to get to your promised land, to fulfill you, to get to your purpose, your true purpose in life. And I was just talking to y'all about that video, about that before. I was just talking to y'all about that earlier in this video. I don't know if I'm gonna put the videos together or not, but I still got the same little outfit on with the hat. But it's just so funny how my Uber driver was also led here. He was just telling me about, you know, the same thing, like his job, you know, he had to let up control, and he only been doing Uber for 2 weeks, I guess because of, you know, things happening with his job that he thought he was getting when he came here, and things started not working out. That's because God wanted him to rely on him. And it's so funny, he got 2 small children, 1 and 3. You know, we was just talking, and everything he was saying, it was like, oh my gosh, like, y'all don't know what this stuff does to my soul. It just made me feel good to know that there truly is a higher power. I mean, I no longer doubt God. And I was telling him, he was like, how long have you been on your, and how long have you been, you know, walking with Jesus Christ and all of that? And I was telling him, I was like, you know, first, I told him, I was real with him. Like, I didn't even believe in God. Like, you know, I knew of God, but I didn't believe like I do. You know, I just thought I was lucky. But I'm like, I said I was saved from so many different things that at this point it couldn't be luck. You know, and I just told him on my journey, you know, how it's been a journey for me, literally. It started off just with the spirit animals. That's why I don't care what that one dude be saying, talking about all these angel numbers and all of that stuff. If all that stuff is demonic, once again, that further proves that God will use the devil himself to get to you, to get you to him. Because all of those things led me to him. When I told y'all I first started seeing 9/17, which is my birthday, I kept seeing those numbers everywhere. Like, it just started, like, it was just crazy how I started seeing those numbers everywhere. Like, it's just so interesting, this whole thing. Like, what's the odds he keep bringing me? Every Lyft driver, well, not everyone, but certain ones, like, what's the odds, him today, like, and we was having that talk about God. He was like, it's funny you said that, because God led me here in March of this year. I said, wow, that's when I came here. I flew out on February 28th because I wanted to get my fresh start March of this year. And then, as I remember in the beginning, if y'all go back to my videos and see how I started reading this very children's Bible. This was the Bible that I read first before I finally read my big people Bible, because I had ordered it right before I moved here. I had ordered that Bible because I said I was going to start reading it or whatever. And it took me a while to actually start reading that Bible, but man, everything is it's just interesting. Like, God is real. God has changed my life. And even though I'm in this like crunchy situation, but I'm happy at least now we in this better, you know, hotel, whatever. I'm actually mad that I ain't been come here instead of spending all my money up on them hotels. But everything happens the way it's supposed to. And the fact that the guy was talking about letting up control, he was like, God wanted him to let up control. And I said, wow, it's funny you said that. God want me to let up control too. Because for so long, I was just telling him my story, you know, a little bit. Not everything, but I was telling him my story and stuff. And he was like, what's the odds that God brought two unique of us, and we come from different backgrounds, but he led us both to the same area and for revival, and to be able to speak about this stuff to each other and to other people. It's a reason he brought us all here to Texas. Like, it's just, everything happens for a reason, and it's just further confirmation. Like, God will never leave or forsake you. When you get the doubting, he will bring somebody in your path. He knows what he's doing. You gotta let up that control. And that's what I had to learn. I keep telling you, I had to learn to let up control and stop trying to worry about how this gonna get paid, how we gonna do this, how we gonna do that, because he ain't left us yet. He ain't left us yet. And it was so funny, he was saying because he wanted to do things his way, and Aubrey, quiet. It was just interesting how he was just talking about the same thing that he was struggling with, that, and you know, he didn't know what he was doing, but he just knew that God was telling him to do these things. God was telling him to come here. God was telling him not to worry about losing a job, not to worry about these things. And it's so funny because I always be like, I was telling y'all, like, you know, and this is amazing. It's very interesting how he brought him in my path. That's so crazy, guys. I just can't believe that white chicken. We're not gonna be doing that. But it's just very interesting, y'all, like how God really knows. He aligns people on purpose to further confirm you're not the only one. And they don't come in no shape, form, or color. Like, look at him. He's from Northern California. And he was saying the same thing. He never had been to Texas. It's just so interesting, y'all. I just really can't believe this. Like, God is real. God is doing a new thing. And he wants people, this season is about letting up that control. Don't worry about how you're going to eat. Don't worry about how your bill's going to get paid. Don't worry about how you're going to get clothes. Don't worry about how you're going to get nothing. I got you. God got you. He know what you need. Like, what is the odds he gave me that driver? What is the odds that somebody I was really able to talk about? He don't look nothing like me. I mean, he got a bunch of tattoos and stuff, but he don't even, with all his tattoos, he's not one of those like gangster white guys. He's just a regular white guy, like, you know. And it's just interesting, and like, you can't judge a book by its cover. You really can't. You know, you can't judge people by their faults. You can't judge per se, because just like even with me, so I guess I do need to stop cussing and stuff, but even with all of that, I might be that, but at the end of the day, don't ever doubt my loyalty to God. Don't ever doubt that. Don't ever question if I'm a true child of God, baby, because that is one thing I am. It don't matter about all that superficial stuff or what they done made you believe that, oh, children of God don't do this, and children of God don't look like this, and they don't say this, and they don't. You're not God. That's religious stuff that they taught these people, to judge this and judge that. Religious folks are the judgmental ones who believe, and they the furthest away from God, like I always say. And it's to hear him, like, him was really talking, and I was like, wow. Like, cause he was like, it's funny you said that God led you here, like, and that's why I had to be real with him. I had to be real. First time he used to like telling people that, oh, God led me here, because I'm like, they're gonna look at me like I'm damn crazy if I say God told me to just come here, no family, no friends, just you and your kids. But he did. I'm not afraid to tell people now. I'm not afraid. Not afraid to talk about God. No matter what people think. Not afraid. You know. This was a good little box here they gave us. I probably should just keep all this stuff right in this box. I don't know why I'm taking it all out. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I wanted to tell you about the guy. Like, I just can't believe it. When he was saying, you know, we really just had a nice conversation, and he actually helped. He carried all my bags and stuff, all this crap we got. He, from the motel in his car, he put it all in there. He got it all out the car when we got here. He waited till he was like, I'm just waiting for you for a little bit, make sure everything is good before I leave. I was like, oh, thanks. Like, he was a really nice guy. Like, that's what I'm saying. People really is some nice people out here, and it don't even matter the color. I be up here. But like I said, I ain't the one that's be judgmental. I just know how they feel about black people sometimes. So I just be like real wary of some of them. But I know I've met a lot of nice white people, honestly. I've really met some. And some of them that's cooler than my own color folks. So I just go off the vibes that people give me. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what shape you are. I don't care what you look like. That's what I was saying in this video. I don't necessarily, just because you look like you might be strung out on drugs, don't mean I'm going to carry you and treat you less than another person. Nah, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt until you prove to me otherwise. Like, and that's how I am with any and everybody. So that's what I wanted to say, y'all. This is our new place that we're staying at for the next 90 days, I guess. Until God blesses us. Before then, hopefully, I don't want to spend Christmas in here, but if we have to, we will. I don't know what to do, because these folks want you to get a job here, but I know God don't want me to go back to the working line, like the working for the corporations life. So I'm going to just stay down till I come up and keep on seeking my Father for my next steps, as always. Like, it's just so funny how that guy said he had to give up control. Like, when he said that, I said, me too. He said he had to stop relying on this and relying on that. God really wants you to rely on him. He wants you to put that faith in him. Do you have real faith? How much faith do you have? How much faith do you have in him? Even when he don't bless you right when you want it to. Everything that he promised you, even though he don't give it to you right when you think you gonna get it. And it's so funny because I told him, I said, if I knew I was gonna go through half of the stuff I went through when I was here, honestly, I wouldn't have never came. He was like, me too. Like, when he would have never left Northern California if he knew. If you be thinking it's gonna be just a smooth shot, hey, stop playing with her before she be, come on, just stop. Like, he was like, he would have never did it either, because it's been hard for him too. And he got 2 kids, and I think he got a wife. It's just so crazy how God just keeps on. He know what you need, and when you need it, at the appointed time that you need it. And he will never leave nor forsake you. Like, just look at my journey. Like, he knew I need every single thing that I needed. Every single thing. So, but I forgot what I was saying because she just called and interrupted. But it's just so funny. It's just so funny how I already know what you need. So I gotta change her pamper and go down here again. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuces.